Hey everybody, Seth Campbell here with the new Segue Says podcast for the new week. Well, today we're going to do a couple of songs that are very powerful, very sort of aggressive, forceful pieces. Both of them true classic rock era songs. The first one is Digging in the Dirt by Peter Gabriel, one of my favorite Gabriel songs. Though, of course, there are many, many of my favorite Gabriel songs. And the second is Bullet the Blue Sky by U2. And Bullet the Blue Sky was actually released first, so I feel like Digging in the Dirt must have been inspired by it to some degree, because they both have a very similar groove. And unfortunately, it's going to be difficult for me to demonstrate the exact nature of the grooves of these songs on solo piano, so I'm just going to try to give you a general look at it. But I very much encourage you to look up the original songs because they're both really cool, really powerful songs. So Digging in the Dirt is one of my favorite songs to sing, and I've been working on a cover version of it for the last 3 years. I'm not even kidding. Hey Chris, get down to Boston. We need to finish this. So hopefully that'll come out someday. I started it in 2011, so... Well, that is what that is, but it's one of my favorite songs to play and perform. I love the songs where I can kind of assume a personality, take on a character. And Digging in the Dirt, well, it's not a specified character, is a very dramatic, illustrative song. I love to do that, and it's still on the radio quite a bit. The original version is from the Us album in 1992, I think 93. But I really recommend the version from the Secret World Live album. It really demonstrates when they play this live, and you can see it also on there's a great version on the Growing Up Live DVD from 2003, because they really take it to a different level live than they ever did in the studio. And it's a song you may be familiar with. This is the main groove. Now both these songs, they have the same rhythmic patterns at the same tempo. And they're both in E-flat minor. They use a lot of unusual tensions and chord tones. And the main verse melody, in case you don't recognize yet, Digging in the Dirt, is this. There's something in me, dark and sticky, and all the while it's getting strong. Way of dealing with this feeling. I can't go on like this too long. This is probably the most famous part. This time you've gone too far. This time you've gone too far. This time you've gone too far. I told you. This time you've gone too far. This time you've gone too far. Time you've gone too far. I told you, don't talk back. Just drive the car. Shut your mouth. I know what you are. Don't say nothing. Just keep your hands on the wheel. Don't turn around. This is for real. And then the contradicting part of this song is the chorus, which is digging in the dirt. Stay with me, I need support. I'm digging in the dirt to find the places I got hurt. Open up the places I got hurt. And then it comes back and grooves on this E-flat minor for a while. And what I love about this song, like I said earlier, is it's illustrative in ways that few songs really are so heavily involved musically with what the lyrics are. It's a song about examining yourself and looking into your mind and who you are and your innermost thoughts, desires, fears, and discovering frankly, things that scare you. And the song works to illustrate that. And it's so you have the verse is the contemplation, the pre-chorus is the confrontation, the anger, spilling out of you, to other people or toward yourself or whatever, and then the chorus is the healing, or the decision to heal and to change. And that it's one of my favorite songs in that regard. The only other song I can think of that illustrates its own concept so well is "The Stranger" by Billy Joel, which, as far as my planning goes, you may see in one of these videos in the upcoming weeks. But that's another story for another day, so we'll come back to that someday. But Digging in the Dirt is, like I said, very illustrative. And then it's this jam section almost that's going to be the important part. Because it comes after the chorus, and a lot of times, particularly live and over the years, it's built up to more and more crazy levels. They'll sort of use a lot of guitar distortion and keyboards to really build up a chaotic sort of mess. Varying amounts of time. You do it however long you want, but Bullet the Blue Sky, now by U2, is another sort of angry, aggressive song. It's a war protest. And it was on the Joshua Tree album, which of course was their most famous album, and I don't believe it was a hit single in itself, but it's certainly become a hit and is one of the... I read somewhere that they've played it live at every show since they recorded it, which is kind of amazing. But it's the same groove. It's a little less dynamic than Digging in the Dirt, but it came first, so that can be forgiven. This is rattling quite a lot. Hopefully that won't translate into the video, but you can see I don't rehearse these. These are live as things begin to go wrong. It's amazing it's taken this long for that to happen, but the groove of Bullet the Blue Sky very much relies on the drums and the heavily distorted guitars. So again, illustrating it on solo piano is kind of difficult. Stays on this one chord for most of the song with this little turnaround. In case you're still trying to place it, it's this one. These are the lyrics for the verse. In the howling wind comes a stinging rain. See you diamond nails through the soul. Firefly, red orange glow. See the faces of fear running scared in the valley below. Bullet the blue sky, bullet the blue sky, bullet the blue, bullet the blue. Bullet the blue sky. My voice is not exactly up to par today, but it'll have to do. And this is one of the songs. It has. It's kind of famous for, and some people love this, some people hate it. The spoken word section. I won't do the whole thing because I'm not even sure I have it properly memorized. A man comes up to me, his eyes face red as the rose on a thorn bush, all the colors of the royal flush, peeling off them dollar bills, slapping them down. 100, 200, So again, it's that very dramatic, I can't believe I just did that, but it's a very dramatic, illustrative concept. And since the spoken word part is essentially the end of the song, there's a spoken word section, an instrumental jam, and then more spoken word. And that's it. At any given point in there, instead of just, you can add in the right hand this digging in the dirt line. And it almost to the point it won't really be noticed.
Across the field, see the sky ripped open. There's rain through the gaping wound, pouncing the women and children who run to the arms of America.
And you can see it there, and that's how you could do it if you just wanted to do Bullet the Blue Sky into Digging in the Dirt. And be done with that, just start digging in the dirt on this. But I like to start with Digging in the Dirt and take advantage of the last jam after a chorus in Digging in the Dirt, where it really gets chaotic, to not only just go out there within the bounds of Digging in the Dirt, but to bring in another song and to expand it. So it's really fairly simple, and you could just have the last chorus, which is a higher melody. Well, it's actually not the last chorus, and I'll get back to that in a moment, but this is the last verse-chorus structure. So,
Digging in the dirt, stay with me, I need support. I'm digging in the dirt to find the places I got hurt, to open up the places I got hurt.
early 2002, 2003, when Jed Lynch's first stint as Peter Gabriel's drummer, they'd go double time here. Before coming back, and that really is completely irrelevant to the segue, but I love that. So I figured I'd include it here in some way, shape, or form. But where Digging in the Dirt normally goes after that, there's sort of an outro with the last chorus attached, and it does this digging in the dirt to find the places we got hurt. Digging in the dirt to find the places we got hurt. Digging in the dirt to find the places we got hurt. Digging in the dirt to find the places we got hurt. I'm digging in the dirt. Stay with me, I need support. And it goes to the last chorus again. Now, before jumping to the digging in the dirt part, you've got all this chaos and mess. You can really just throw that sort of turnaround from Bullet the Blue Sky in. Just start right up. In the howling wind comes a stinging rain, to the driving the nails and the souls and the tree of pain. And of course, there you are already. And at any given point in Bullet the Blue Sky, you can just throw in the, just to remind people where you came from, or Bullet the blue sky, bullet the blue sky. There's a couple of guitars from Digging in the Dirt. You could also use bullet the blue sky, bullet the blue sky. Of course, that's just frills and trimmings. That's all optional. And we already demonstrated pretty much how to go back from Bullet the Blue Sky to Digging in the Dirt at the end of the spoken word section. You can just start with this. Just pick right up where you left off. Digging in the dirt
got her. Digging in the dirt, find the places we got her.
And depending on how you, if you want to keep up the intensity level, you could end it the way Gabriel's ended it on his most recent tours, which is instead of going to that last sort of sensitive chorus, you could just do the last digging in the dirt to find the places we got her. So it's up to you whether you want to keep the height and the anger or bring back the introspective reflection one more time. But it's all a matter of taste. A lot of, like I said, this is very illustrative, so it's a matter of how you want to paint this picture and illustrate it for how you want to use this segue. But this is a fun one. I remember I first heard, like I said, I've been recording a cover of Digging in the Dirt for 3 years. I've known it for about 5. And, well, I've been playing it for 3. I've known the song for 5 years. And then a little over a year ago, I finally listened to the Joshua Tree album by U2. I was in a hotel in Dublin, Ireland, of all places, oddly enough. And I heard it was like, isn't this Digging in the Dirt? And then I looked at the dates, and then found out Bold the Blue Sky came first. So I feel like Digging in the Dirt, the groove was probably somehow inspired by that. And then Gabriel, of course, added all the extra dimension to it in the new sections to continue to illustrate the point. So that's kind of the story of those two, and that's a cool, sort of tour de force, really power-driven segue. So I hope you've enjoyed it. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I have a lot of fun doing these. Hopefully you have a lot of fun watching them. I will see you next week.